Hey guys, Baddies Going Wild, episode 5. If you're watching me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube, and if you're watching me on YouTube, follow me on TikTok. So this is basically a continuation of where we left off the last episode. Gloss and Oxy are still arguing about Gloss, Hurricane, Ming, etc. going into the room and moving Oxy, Shay, and Jaden's bed. And then Jaden is still going back and forth with Coco on the other bus. So then Oxy and Gloss get to fighting. I feel like Oxy was duking Gloss. Like Gloss was doing a lot of grabbing and trying to push Oxy down. Oxy was swinging and connecting. And then Gloss mentioned something in her confessional about Oxy wanted camera time, so she gave it to her. Now, on social media, Gloss Up did say that her and Oxy planned this because Oxy needed camera time. So she was serious, and I'm not going to say I don't believe it because the girls on Baddies Africa and Midwest was doing the same thing. You know, staging fights so that they don't get sent home and they don't look boring. Now, Cupcake noted in her confessional that Ming wasn't on either trailer or bus with them. Like I said, it seems like Ming definitely comes and goes. She's always getting a separate entrance from the rest of them. I'm starting to think she don't even stay in the house. She's really the celebrity guest. Like Rella and Janelys are not getting treated as much as celebrities as Ming is. Shay and Jaden kind of losing me too, because on the other bus, Jaden is still going back and forth with everybody. Everybody's talking to Jaden. Daisy, Coco, TT, Erica, Coco and Jaden done just fought. Nobody did nothing to Shay though. But Shay, you supposed to be sticking together with Jaden. Like y'all supposed to be coming in back in the house with a hit list, right? Y'all said y'all was on that together, but you letting all these girls just talk to Jaden and you not saying nothing. And it goes both ways because when they came in the room and was moving their beds, they moved Shay's bed first. And they threw the peanuts on Shay first. And Jaden wasn't saying nothing. So it's like y'all both saying y'all gonna stick together, but it don't seem like y'all really understand what sticking with each other and standing up for each other looks like. I don't think y'all really good friends to each other. Y'all need to work on that. And now Daisy acting like she like Coco so much, she just believe everything Coco says. It's weird. Like, are you forgetting that you had to give this B a black eye on the first day? That's still black? Because Jaden was like, oh, so y'all all ganging up on me? And Daisy was like, no, we're not. I don't have nothing to do with it. But why you keep coming at Coco when Coco didn't do nothing to you? It's like she already told y'all multiple times that she feel like Coco did do something to her by unlocking that door, whether y'all get it or not. So all the girls trying to convince Jaden that Coco was never on no sides. Coco was neutral. Rella was like, Coco told us that she F with us and she F with y'all. And Erica was like, yeah, see, now look where you and Coco are. You mad at her when she didn't even do nothing to you. Like, y'all all need to shut the fuck up. So then Coco starts being messy, trying to spew her lies on the bus about Jaden, Bahati, and Daisy. Jaden was like, Coco, that's not what I said. And then Coco, because she knew she couldn't say nothing back, she just tried to swing on Jaden again. Coco's a liar. And Coco just don't come off like the brightest crayon in the box. So the fact that y'all even letting her play y'all and manipulate y'all and start all these problems in the house and just sit back and watch with her black eye is beyond me. Back on the other bus, Hurricane M gonna say some shit that don't make no sense. She gonna say, Oxy, it don't matter if it was your bed or not. It got nothing to do with you. If y'all didn't tell me beforehand, hey, we're gonna be moving your bed, but it has nothing to do with you, it's really for Shay and Jaden, then I am a part of it. Because y'all didn't give me no warning. I came into my room and my bed was gone, just like Shay and Jaden bed was gone. So it do got something to do with me. Like, are you dumb? Then the conversation basically ends with Gloss telling Oxy she don't need to be here and she need to go home. So from there, the girls arrive to the excursion. They get on 2 separate, I don't know what you want to call these, tractor trailers, Jeeps. But they can't even keep the peace for 5 minutes to get into the excursion. We also see that Natalie is joining them at the excursion, but she's in a totally separate Jeep from the rest of the girls. So she's basically just watching. So on this trailer, the girls started saying it smelled like pee. Now, of course, it probably does smell like pee because they were on their way to see some animals. They were going to some type of zoo or safari. But Coco decides to say, yeah, it smells like pee because of that bee, and basically points to Jaden. So Jaden immediately tried to charge at Coco, but she was unsuccessful. So Coco got up. She started tearing Jaden up in the chair. The security jumps in and pulls Coco back. So Coco's trying to kick. Jaden is trying to pull Coco's leg. And Jaden is also trying to kick Coco back. Now, while Jaden is trying to kick Coco back, TT, here she comes again talking about, oh, Jaden was trying to kick Coco, but she was kicking me. So now I'm next. I want to fight. Isn't that the same reason that TT said she wanted to fight Bahati at the beginning? Because Bahati was fighting Rella on that small-ass sprinter and kicked TT by mistake? Like, TT is always trying to insert herself, and she's always picking and choosing and trying to fight people who can't fight. You keep trying to fight people like Bahati and Jaden, but you have yet to get your lick back on Daisy. So TT attempts to sneak Jaden. She wasn't really able to get to Jaden like that because the security was right in between them from the beginning. So Jaden screaming to the top of her lungs. From there, the security pulls her off the Jeep. She gets off the Jeep popping her shit saying, oh, y'all lucky. I was about to drag y'all off of there. I was about to drag y'all. Jaden, you wasn't about to do shit. Like, I'm glad that Jaden is standing up for herself, but she just be looking so dumb and her attempts are so horrible. Then Jaden called TT a praying mantis in her confessional, said she would never F with her again in life. And I'm not going to lie, Jaden kind of ate that because I can't really unsee it. So Daisy looked upset because she could tell, like, damn, we probably not getting into this excursion. It's too much going on. This is a public place. And Daisy was like, I feel like it's dumb. They both still mad because they didn't get each other good enough. And these girls just don't got no coof. Like, can we have a good time at all? It's like they allergic to fun. So Coco was telling them Jaden needs to go, put her on another cart. Hurricane M inserts herself talking about, yeah, well, don't put her on this bus. Don't put her on this bus. And M is just going on her rant about how her and Jaden are from the same city. She knows Jaden. Jaden lies so much, this, that, and the third. Mind you, it was just some videos going around of Jaden in 2023 partying, and you could see Hurricane M in the background. So they clearly used to run in the same circles and be around each other, even if they wasn't friends. And they did obviously have that issue that Hurricane M spoke about as far as Jaden's mom saying the N-word. But the point is, you used to be around that girl. Used to be partying with her in clubs and all of that. So the beef definitely wasn't that deep then. So Ming finally joins the girls. Like I said, she arrived separately. And the first thing we hear her saying is something about where her cigarettes at. Ming, you 19 years old, no kids, no real stress. Why are you smoking cigarettes? So when Ming got on the Jeep, Oxy basically said she already felt the way towards Ming because remember when the girls took Shay and Jaden's bed, Oxy said she went in the room to them and said, you guys know I was sleeping there too, so where's the bed? I want to put it back in the room. And Ming said something to the effect of, if Oxy want that bed back, she gonna have to fight for it. So Gloss and Oxy end up telling Ming about how they ended up fighting. Ming was like, why? So Gloss up was explaining it, but you could see that Gloss and Oxy are sitting there kikiing about it and laughing right next to each other, which is why I said I definitely do believe Gloss when she said that her and Oxy staged that because they needed a storyline and they both needed some camera time and needed a moment. So Ming is in her confessional trying to say that when she told Oxy she was going to have to fight for the bed, she was just joking. Girl, please. So Oxy asked her, listen, Ming, the other day you said you needed that, right? It's space and opportunity right now. You want to do it right now? Ming gonna say, oh, you're not gonna get a storyline off of me. You already boring. Ming, you not really standing out that much this season either. You kind of blending in with a group of girls. Like you, Gloss Up, Hurricane M, y'all basically one person, and TT. So Oxy was like, okay, if you don't want that, then stop talking to me. Ming gonna say, ha ha ha, it don't matter because you're gonna be kicked out anyway and I'ma still be on this show. So Oxy takes her water bottle, launches it at Ming's head, and it goes right upside Ming's head. And Ming didn't really do nothing. So Oxy is off the Jeep, basically waiting for Ming to get off. Ming is still on the Jeep, popping shit, sticking her tongue out, nana nana boo boo, but you're not really trying to get off the bus, and you're not really trying to be on that when this girl just hit you with a water bottle. Even Hurricane M, who loves Ming, was like, girl, Ming just let that bottle go upside her head and she didn't do nothing. Janelys said, I don't feel like Ming really wanted that because she wasn't trying hard enough to get to Oxy. Bahati said, I think Ming is on the wrong show. I think she belongs on Love Island because she wasn't on that. Ming, you're a punk and everybody can see it. Oxy told Ming she's a lame. You know, she keep calling Oxy boring, but Oxy was like, girl, the only reason you on here is because of your sister. You using your sister for a storyline. And if you know, you know, Nikki don't even mess with Ming like that. So stop even trying to use Nikki as a storyline. She don't like you for real. And Ming was doing all this pump faking, you know, trying to act like she trying to run, trying to get off the bus, but you running right into security and you know the security is right there from every angle. Then here goes Ming with her BS talking about, oh, Oxy is a bully right now. The same thing she tried to say to Shay. How are people bullying you when you're popping your shit and acting like you want to fight them? You went into the confessional room and told Shay you needed that because you heard she was talking about you. Then when she beat you up, you said she was a bully. Now you told Oxy that if she wanted her bed back, she was going to have to fight you for it. And now that she's on that and she threw a water bottle at your head and is telling you to square up and get off the bus, now you're trying to say she's a bully? No, Ming, it sounds like you're a bully and you have nothing to back it up with. So Hurricane M and Cupcake are basically intervening. Hurricane M is telling Ming, come on, get back on the Jeep so we could go on this excursion. And she's basically trying to tell Oxy the same thing. Cupcake is on the side talking to Oxy, asking her, you know, how do you feel? Oxy is basically saying, you know, Ming is trying to paint me out to be a bully and I never been a bully. But no B is going to tell me that they need that and I'm not going to give that to them. So then on the other bus, Jaden randomly tries to sneak TT. She's not able to because the security is holding her. And the rest of the girls are basically telling Jaden, like, Lemmy just told us to stop fighting. You about to mess up your bag. You need to chill out. So Daisy, Erica, and their Jeep were basically observing what happened between Oxy and Ming. And Daisy said, you know, we all been telling Oxy she need to stand on business, but Oxy basically been saying, you know, I'm not looking for random problems. Nobody's been coming at me, but Ming is coming at her. So nobody could be mad at Oxy for finally standing on business because somebody actually did come at her now. And Erica agreed. She basically said, you know, Oxy only turned up after Ming said she had to fight for the bed. So Jaden starts apologizing to all the girls, you know, basically saying, like, I know I'm doing too much. We're trying to get into this excursion. And the girls was like, no, you're not wrong. We understand how you feel. And then Coco gonna pipe up and say, yeah, and I don't even want to fight with you no more because you got a whole hit list and the rest of them B's gonna F you up anyway. So all of a sudden, the Jeeps that they were on start going the opposite direction, like back towards the entrance. And they're like, what the F is going on? And they come to find out that they're not going to be allowed into the excursion because the people who run the excursion saw them fighting outside and was like, yeah, these girls are not coming in. They can't come see the animals since they want to act like they the animals, like Rella said. And Bahati, what she said was so funny but so real. She said, I think they just did this for the scene. Because y'all knows how zoos give it up. They be putting them in places, staging it for scenes, and it's really just for a fight. They not really planning to do nothing nice for y'all or take y'all nowhere. So then all of a sudden we hear Natalie start going off. She's like, oh, now we can't go on the excursion. I just came all the way out here and we can't go because they fighting. And then she turns to the girls and she says, yeah, and the rest of y'all not getting y'all phones back either because of her. And she points at Janelys and she's basically telling them to start with Janelys. Like Daisy said, Natalie was screaming to the top of her lungs, calling Janelys a messy ass bee. Like, I don't know who she was feeling like, but like Daisy said, we in Brazil and you acting real ghetto. She turning that hood persona that she got all the way up because the real baddies who know her are not around her and she knows she could little girl these girls. So on her Jeep, Janelys was basically telling the other girls, like, it's not that serious to me. If she's saying she's going to keep my phone the whole time, I could just go home. But she don't got to make it about everybody else and say she taking everybody else's phone. That's weird. And Janelys took her accountability both in the confessionals and in front of the girl. She was like, yeah, I did record. I was wrong. I probably put some stuff that was behind the scenes that I shouldn't have recorded. So what? I did it. But she need to keep it on me and not everybody else. So Natalie's still on the side going off on Janelys, telling her to mind her mother effing business, ho. And then at some point, all of the girls get escorted off of their Jeeps and they end up in this like playground park area and they're all just standing there. And Shay was like, I like it. Because I think Shay knew, oh, okay, we getting off these Jeeps to go get some fights in. So when they get over there, Natalie's standing on the table. She's like, yeah, Janelys, nobody's getting their phone back because of you. I heard you were recording me. And Janelys basically clocked Natalie like, girl, you being fake and you being weird and you doing this for a scene. She was like, Natalie, every time I recorded you, it was me and you basically taking a selfie. Like you knew I was recording you. I never had the camera turned the other way, just recording you and you didn't know about it. So then once again, Janelys was like, okay, if it's a problem, I could just go home. Natalie gonna say, oh, her scary ass ain't going nowhere. 911, are you holding her hostage? If she says she wants to leave, she can leave. And then, like I told y'all, Cupcake is irrelevant. She's a background character, but she just go where the wind blow, and she always goes with the most dominant person in whatever situation it is. So now she's on Natalie's side in her confessional talking about, oh, Janelys don't know how to mind her P's and Q's. What is she doing recording another grown woman? Cupcake, shut up. Like, you're irrelevant, for real. So then Daisy gets mad and she's like, oh, Janelys, I can't get my phone because of you. I have a kid at home I need to contact, so I want to run it. Now, Janelys has since came out on social media and said that Daisy has a 4-month-old or had a 4-month-old at the time of filming. So I could understand her having even more concern because her kid is so young. But at the same time, if your kid is so young, maybe you should have passed on Baddies because you had a 4-month-old and you should have tried again next season when your kid was a little older. But anyway, Daisy ends up running up on Janelys. Now, I will say the security wasn't really letting the girls beat Janelys up, which I was happy about because I felt like it was like doing too much. It was unwarranted. And we know Janelys can't fight. So please don't let all these girls really tear her up. And they didn't. But you know, Daisy did what she did in her first round with Janelys. And then Oxy is on the side basically saying that she was contemplating popping on Janelys too because she also needs to get in contact with her child. But she basically said she wasn't going to dogpile because Daisy already did what she did to Janelys. Now, Natalie already told Daisy she was getting her phone back, but for some reason, Daisy wants another round with Janelys. So they go a second round. Again, the security really wasn't letting Daisy do too much to Janelys. Then all of a sudden, we hear Shay on the side talking about, oh, I make my money off my phone, so I want to fight Janelys too. I felt like this was corny. You're on this show to make money. So whatever money you missing on your phone, you shouldn't even really be tripping about because you on this show to make money. I could respect Oxy and Daisy more talking about their kids. I feel like Shay was just looking for a reason to fight Janelys because they already had beef. And she was like, oh, everybody else fighting Janelys, so let me just come up with a reason to fight Janelys because I already don't like her. Then we get another security confessional from Xavier. I will say he looked a little bit cleaner this time, not by much, but he was basically saying, you know, Janelys got to run it with all these girls. They all not playing about these phones. After that, we hear TT talking about bring Jaden out. When Jaden comes out, she's basically surrounded by security. And TT was like, yeah, she's PC'd up as always. TT tried to run up on Jaden. She couldn't get to her. But Jaden ended up going around the security and squaring up and telling TT, come on, you want me, come get me. So like I said, I am proud of Jaden for sticking up for herself. But like I said, her attempts are always unsuccessful. So TT tore Jaden up. She was like, get up, Craig, just tearing her up. Aunt did a confessional and basically said, you know, sometimes you're going to lose a fight, but you live to fight another day. And Daisy said she begged and pleaded with Jaden to please take your hoodie off, but Jaden wouldn't listen. And Daisy said, that's how I know Jaden is not a real fighter, because no real fighter is going to fight with a hoodie on. And that's a fact. When you got a hoodie on, it could very easily go over your eyes. And then you also got those strings that somebody could pull and the whole hoodie could close on your face. And then you can't see nothing and they just tearing your ass up. So all of a sudden we see Rella like, come to Erica. And Erica is like, what do you want? I'm not coming over there. I'm not trying to talk to you. I don't know where Rella beef with Erica came from. I feel like Rella just wanted some camera time. And she said, okay, everybody's fighting, so let me figure out who I'm going to fight. And Rella was basically saying that Erica was defending Janelys yesterday, so she need to defend her right now. Your friend was just running a bunch of fades. Janelys was just getting beat up by everybody, and you didn't help her at all. But Rella, why is that your business? And why is that a reason for you to want to fight Erica? Like, I'm still confused. So Erica kept telling Rella to leave her alone. She was like, y'all weird. I'm not on that. And you could see she had her portable charger in her hand as well as her regular charger, the white cord. So I don't think she bought that for use as a weapon. I think it was just naturally in her hand and she didn't want to fight. But Rella kept pushing it. So Erica was like, okay, I guess y'all was just waiting to have a problem with me. So she eventually ran up on Rella. And I'm not going to lie, she was banging Rella upside her head with that portable charger. And Gloss Up tried to jump in. And, you know, Hurricane M, Cupcake, Coco, and Oxy were all standing in the background like, no, she shouldn't be hitting her with the portable charger. Daisy broke it up and she did go live to basically say that that's all she was doing. She said she wasn't jumping in it. She just was breaking it up. So now everybody's mad because Erica used the portable charger as a weapon. So Gloss Up is like, yeah, put that down. I bet you won't. It's like she told y'all she ain't want to fight. So then Gloss Up tried to run up on Erica. Erica doinked her a couple times in the head with the portable charger. And Gloss Up was telling the security, oh no, let me get at her. I'm not worried about no weapon. You need to be because you can't fight. So after that, we could hear Rella going off and they kind of tried to censor it and bleep it out. But she basically said something to Erica about that's why Blink blinked, F'd you and left you be. He danced all in that PUSSY and he still left you. So the tea is that Erica allegedly used to or currently dates Chris Brown. So I guess Zeus censored it out because they don't want to get sued by Chris Brown. But that's what most people believe Rella said, especially because she said he danced all in that PUSSY and left. And we know Chris Brown is very well known for his dancing. And Erica has since came out and said that she felt like she was being set up on the show. And I low-key feel like Natalie might have a slight vendetta towards Erica Raven. If you've been following Natalie since the beginning of time, you know the obsession she used to have with Chris Brown and the one-sided beef she used to have with Rihanna. Natalie used to swear she dated Chris Brown and he used to say he didn't even know that girl. So I wouldn't be surprised if she had a slight tinge of jealousy towards Erica and just wanted to get her beat up just for the hell of it. So Erica was sticking up her middle finger at Rella, basically unfazed. Here comes Oxy running up talking about no, because you hitting her with that portable charger was corny. Erica's face was the same face I had. Like, Oxy, mind your business. Wasn't these the same girls that you was just beefing with because they moved your bed that Shay and Jaden was sleeping in? So now I'm starting to feel like Oxy is a follower. Like, okay, you tired of everybody being against you, so now you just going to go with the majority. Looking for a reason to fight Erica when it's not your business. None of them girls cared about nothing when they was jumping on Shay and Jaden. So why you so worried about Rella getting hit with a portable charger? Especially when she kept trying to fight somebody who didn't want to fight. So I felt like that was real corny from Oxy. She was really growing on me at the beginning of this episode. In the last episode, I almost was going to give her most valuable baddie this week. But because of how she handled this, I was like, oh yeah, you're not getting most valuable baddie. So she was just in the middle. She's not most or least valuable, but this right here was a chop. So then we cut to Bahati, Oxy, Shay, and Jaden sitting down together, just talking. So Oxy's still going off talking about she feel like Erica was weak for hitting Rella with the portable charger. She heard the impact, and Rella is a pretty girl, so she don't like that. She would hate if somebody tried to do that to her. And Oxy is saying that she's going to carry this out. So this is what I mean when I say Oxy is giving followers. She's giving inserting herself, just trying to be down with the majority. So now Oxy is saying she got a whole new problem with Erica now. And she's never going to forgive Erica for this. And she's never going to let it go. Like as if you got hit with a portable charger or something. And Bahati was like, honestly, I don't know what's going on. These girls are so weird. Rella, Erica, and everybody else was all in a group together the other day. And now they all fighting Erica. Like, huh? So then Oxy said something like, you know, it's hard to be loyal when there's so much different stuff going around. And Bahati was like, girl, at the end of the day, it's no loyalty. We all just met each other and they just met each other. So at the end of the day, we still really don't know each other. It's no loyalty. Now, Jaden said in her confessional that there is loyalty developing and trust developing, but it's still too early to just say they fully trust each other. Now, Jaden says she feel like she trusts Shay the most because Shay been standing on business with her. But I feel like it's a lot of contradictions with this whole conversation. Jaden feel like Shay been standing on business with her. But I told y'all at the beginning of the episode where everybody was yelling at Jaden on the bus and Shay was just sitting there. And then Bahati is saying it's no loyalty. We just met each other. But from the first day, y'all don't remember when Daisy, Bahati, and Jaden sat down and Bahati was telling Jaden, oh, why was you laughing at me with them other girls? You don't know them. Like, as if Jaden knew Bahati. Like, so how you gonna say now it's no loyalty with nobody? So they all be low-key contradicting themselves, but whatever. So then Shay decides that she's still on that, and she says she wants the person who threw the peanuts at her, so she wants Gloss. So we see Shay stand up, and she goes walking over and telling the security and the production, I guess, like, tell Gloss I want to fight her. Square up. And Shay said Gloss' friend snitched on her. She said she pressed all of them and asked who threw the peanuts at me, and everybody pointed their finger at Gloss. So she said she needs that. She took it personal. Now, Shay mopped Gloss Up. She was bopping her all upside her head, and then Gloss Up went falling face front, fell right to the ground on her face, was getting dragged across the dirt, was holding on to Shay's ankle, looking crazy. Like, girl, please. The only reason Shay didn't get most valuable baddie for me this week is because I already told you I felt like her fighting Janelys was corny. So the security was like, yeah, Gloss fell face front. Pow. And Daisy was like, yeah, Gloss, you got to get that again because you already known. This is going to be real viral. You just got dragged. Gloss runs up for the second round. Shay gets her in like a headlock and is making her up once again. All Gloss Up was doing was pulling hair the whole time, and you could hear like TT or Hurricane M in the back saying, oh yeah, pull her hair out, rip it out, rip it out. But you're not getting no hits in though. And Janelys don't even like Shay, so she didn't want to admit it, but she had to. She was like, Shay came in hot, and I can't lie, she ended up dragging Gloss. And she was like, I know Shay felt like she was on top of the world after that. And Shay said, girl, you can stop pulling my hair because it don't hurt. It actually turns me on. So from there, all of the girls decide to do a random wild bees take shots like they wasn't all just pulling each other's hair out. Then it cuts to this scene of us seeing all of these girls sitting together. Janelys, Rella, Ming, Coco, TT, Cupcake, Gloss Up, Hurricane M. Basically the bully group. The people that was moving Shay and Jaden's beds and was against them. So Janelys was asking Rella, like, what we gonna do? Me, you, and Erica was sharing a room. And Rella was like, she need to go home. And Hurricane M was like, yeah, she just hit Rella in the head with a portable charger. Like, what are we talking about? And Janelys was like, I don't think Erica's gonna go home. Then Ming gonna say in her confessional, yeah, I use weapons in fighting because ain't no rules in fighting. But I just feel like if you bigger than the person, why do you need an extra advantage? The same way how she said she be picking and choosing because she's small, but Shay don't need to be picking and choosing. So Ming is one of those people who always gonna try to use her size to explain why she could do stuff that other people can't do. So you could pick and choose because you small, but other people can't. You could use weapons in fights because you small, but other people can't. You could jump people because you small, but other people can't. Get the fuck out of here, Ming. You a weak ass bitch. So Janelys was like, well, I'm not gonna lie. I F with Erica. Y'all all told me she stuck up for me and she defended me. So it is what it is. So then here go Coco trying to be messy once again, trying to stir the pot once again and trying to set people up once again. So she like, oh, who else here touched Jaden and Shay bed besides Emery? So TT and Gloss was like, it was us too. So Coco let them know, okay, well, Jaden said y'all all on her hit list then. Now, she already fought TT, but that basically means Gloss Up and M. So now Hurricane M is getting hyped up. She like, oh, I can't be on your hit list if I already beat you up 3 times. But okay, now I'm going to beat her up a 4th time. And this time I'm going to make her apologize to me on camera. And TT basically was like, Jaden always popping it. She need to stand in the paint. So basically we could expect that all of these girls are still going to have an issue with Jaden and probably Shay as well. So then we see Coco and Daisy going over to Bahati so that they could finally address the situation that we've been hearing about the last couple of episodes about how Bahati was allegedly talking about Daisy behind her back pretty much. So pretty much Coco is saying that Bahati said that Daisy said that Coco was ducking smoke from her. But Bahati is saying, I never said Daisy said you was ducking smoke from her. I said you was ducking smoke from Daisy. So Bahati kept standing on that. She was genuinely confused. Like, I never said that Daisy said that. I said that you was ducking smoke from Daisy. So like I said, Daisy wasn't trying to hear nothing Bahati said. She let Coco put a battery in her back and manipulate her. And she honestly looked stupid. Like, Daisy, you clearly not smart enough to read the room and understand what was going on. Especially when you should have definitely been listening to Bahati more than Coco, being that you already had to put cans on Coco from the beginning. You already don't really like how Coco maneuvers, period. She jumps people. You said you didn't like none of that. But you liked Bahati. So that's the person who you should listen to more. So Coco talking about, oh, I'm not going to keep talking about it because when it come out on TV, you really going to get your ass beat at the reunion. Yet the episodes have came out and we never saw Bahati say that. And Coco, if you really had a problem, why didn't you pop on Bahati? You always talking about, oh, I'm going to get these girls to pack you out. They all going to beat your ass at the reunion. Like you really think you just puppet master and shit and you just sicking people on shit. Like, why you not fighting for yourself with that black eye? So then Daisy's like, oh, listen, Bahati, I'm the big dog in here and you don't got my protection no more. Bahati was like, girl, what protection? So Daisy starts standing up over Bahati, putting her hand in Bahati's face, telling her to shut the F up. And she like, didn't I tell you what I say goes? I told you bees had to go and now they leaving, right? And Bahati ate in her confessional. She said, you're not big dog, you're big mama, bitch. So Daisy yelling in Bahati's face, telling her to shut the F up. I don't want to talk about it no more. So Bahati said, then get out my face and stop talking to me. So eventually Bahati stood up because it's like, girl, you've been standing over me long enough putting your hands in my face and stuff. Daisy thought Bahati was something to play with. She kept pointing in Bahati's face and all of that. Eventually Bahati knocked her and she knocked her good. She hit Daisy 1 or 2 good times and had Daisy whole mouth leaking. How'd that happen? So Oxy, Jaden, and pretty much the rest of the house was in shock because Daisy and Bahati was so cool. So when they broke it up, Bahati was like, yeah, you the big dog, right? Woof, woof. So of course Daisy wanted to go a second round because her shit is busted. Mind you, the first round when they was fighting and they was breaking it up, Bahati was literally kicking Daisy in her ass. Like, And Bahati said Daisy had diapers on. So when Daisy runs up to get her second round with Bahati, the episode ends there. Make sure y'all go on the website to vote for y'all most valuable baddie. Whoever gets the most votes is going to get $50K at the reunion. So next week, we're going to get the rest of Daisy versus Bahati. We also going to get Rella and TT versus Erica. Then the girls are going to get kicked out of the house, have to move to a new house. and Oxy was like, not we homeless in Brazil. Then Oxy is going to fight Erica. You know, she's still on this whole thing about Erica using a portable charger as a weapon. And then we see Natalie basically coming to have a house meeting with the girls and like check them. And she's just yelling at them, telling them they're dumb as fuck. And that's pretty much all we got for now. So for this episode, my most valuable baddies were Janelys, Erica, and Bahati. My least valuable baddies were Coco Shadell, TT, Daisy, Hurricane M, Rella, Gloss Up, and Ming. Okay, y'all, so that's my Baddies Going Wild episode 5 review/recap. If you're watching me on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. And if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you follow me on TikTok. I'll see y'all later for Baddies Africa episode 5.